It's not the 10 millimeter. But I think that Snowflake would work for it for the moment.
Yeah, we'll see.
And give people something they can sit there and be like, oh, yeah, let's change the name of that.
Yeah. So let's see.
No, seriously, that was entirely my thinking. It's a special little snowflake.
Is there another blanket?
Is there another blanket? That's like asking me if I have a pen in my purse.
Oof. So, okay, we're going to go back to the castle. Yeah. So I'm sitting here thinking about it. Something's kind of bothering me about what we just did.
What?
Because we just sat there and we switched to a assault rifle that's a 5.56 millimeter, and we traded that out from a 45 combat rifle. And the thing that gets me about that, and I'm going to go just a bit kind of nerdy here.
Okay, before you go into this, tactically nerdy or just nerdy?
Tactically nerdy.
Oh, God. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, what do you have?
So 5.56 as a round is a high velocity, low caliber round.
Okay.
It's basically...
It's the 10 millimeter of higher caliber.
Yeah, it's...
would that be a fair enough statement?
Pretty good statement. It's essentially
5 millimeter?
It's a high velocity 22 round.
Mm-hmm.
Like very high velocity.
It's done in such a way that it could sit there and it could puncture your taint.
Yeah.
To bring it back around again.
Yeah, there you are. Finally. I've been waiting
Ronnie.
to talk to you.
Hey, Ronnie.
You forgot to make an appointment.
Oh, a smart mouth, eh? I'm Ronnie Shaw, Commonwealth Minutemen. At least I was. Back before Joe Becker got himself killed and the idiots took over.
Joe Becker? Who's that?
That's just sad. General Becker used to run the Minutemen. The last real leader we ever had.
Excuse me, I missed 200 years.
You know something, bitch? Fuck.
Pull things together.
Right up Main Street.
Get to the point.
I've been trying to. Heard you were trying to get the Minutemen back on their feet. Thought I'd come see the new general for myself. So what's your story? What makes you think anybody even wants the Minutemen back?
Well, I saw somebody in a porta-john jacking off to their, recruitment material.
The Commonwealth needs the Minutemen.
Oh my.
We're starting to realize that.
I've heard some good things. Wouldn't be here otherwise. Now that I'm here, I can see you really need my help.
Okay.
Are you offering to rejoin?
I guess I am. But first things first. I'm probably the only one who still remembers this. But the castle's armory was located in the West Bastion. All of our best equipment was stored in there. Weapons, ammo, schematics, you name it. Come on, I'll show you.
But yeah, so with the 5.56, you've got a...
high velocity, low caliber round.
That tends to tumble when it hits soft targets like flesh, so it can basically enter in your arm and X out your leg.
Depends on how much velocity it's built up. So it's a good long range caliber.
It's a good long range caliber, accurate out to, I want to say about 550 meters for a single target and about 800 meters for a group. And
when you start talking like this, I start to worry.
Yeah.
Granted, I know, but
yeah.
Still, I worry.
Yeah. So the entire point is it's supposed to be it's meant to wound more than kill. Essentially, the idea that.
Well, it's supposed to wound you so badly that you beg to be killed. Would that be about right?
Yeah, because it takes 2 people to evacuate a casualty, versus you can just ignore a dead body.
Or, if you have a casualty, you can interrogate them.
Of course I do.
Whereas a dead body will tell you nothing, but you can rifle from their pockets.
Yeah, so you have a real risk of over penetration using it in short areas or short range, and doesn't necessarily have a lot of knockdown power.
Okay, but how much of that is actually going to matter in a game like Fallout?
True. But the 45 round is a heavier, lower velocity round that tends to essentially knock you off your feet, which is why you had Thompson guns being used as trench clearers in World War I and II.
Well, and you could sit there and you could point to the fact that the 45 is when somebody shoots a 45 into somebody, there might be a small hole in front, but there's a big hole in back.
Yep.
Whichever way front or back stands.
Oh, I got this.
I mean, God, I hate the fact that I can sit there and articulate that with.
Yeah. So for what we're using the Serpentine Mark III for, which was close range combat, 45 would technically probably be the better round, but the game has it set up so that 5.56 is the better round, just
Even
because
though it's not.
Yeah, not for that purpose.
Well,
obviously depending on the target, but when you have that,
but then again, if you think about it, having something go in one place and come out another is going to cause a lot of internal injury that's probably going to lead to the person dying anyway.
yeah. On the other hand, this looks cool as shit. So
It looks like it's got a small computer on top.
oh, like this. That's fine, Cosworth. It's fine.
What's the worst that could happen? You could sit there and walk up to it,
Could do that.
you know, dismantle the line, get experience for it. Instead, we're just going to fucking shoot it.
Yeah.
Why not?
The good news is that because
Codsworth, what are you doing in front of me?
yeah, the good news is that because we no longer have the do not count bullets sharing the same round as our other weapon.
They don't eat into each other's ammo supply.
Yep, and I consider that a good thing.
It's beautiful. Wait, did that one?
It might have set off multiple things.
That one's.
Ooh, bags of cement.
Ooh, cannonballs! You should pull out your cannonball gun. No, you should put those back.
They don't weigh anything since they're ammo.
I'm sorry. Most cannonballs. Freddy.
What's he doing?
You know how we sat there and we got those baby... Okay, wait a minute. Let me back it up for anybody who doesn't know. So back when we moved into this location, we have a lot of blinds.
Many blinds.
Like, over every window, and there's plenty of fucking blinds. Okay? And what was that Blamco Mac? Or was that Codsworth? Really?
That one was actually me where I set it off, but anyway.
Okay. But yeah, so when we moved in, we sat there and we realized we have all of these long cables attached to the blinds. And so we got fucking baby blinders, essentially. Essentially, we have to treat our cats like children and babies, where we sit there and we have to make sure that they don't strangle themselves. And right now, then there's a couple windows where I was like, I just sat there and I took the pull for the blinds and put them across the window on the other side so that the cats couldn't see it. Well, Freddy,
Clever boy that he is.
clever boy in his infinite wisdom, decided to pull that down so that he could sit there and poke at it. But yeah, so he's now playing with it because he managed to pull it down from the other side where I had it, because we don't have a baby.
God damn you, Ronnie.
Castles and forever, as far as I know.
But yeah, so we don't have a baby thing for that particular window. It just means I need to pull one out and actually put it on that window because we have like 3 left. It's all because I changed the setup so that they can have access to that window. So yeah. So now he's poking at it. I can handle him poking at it as long as he doesn't start chewing on it. course, that's another fun thing. He went and used the litter box, and then he hopped on my lap.
That's never a good thing.
Never a good thing because of the fact that the fur on his ass end was still slightly damp.
Ah.
Yeah.
Ooh. Don't mind if I do. Amontillado.
Explains all the landmines.
It's hard to trust cats with good sense, says Grunt Fodder. You know,
Your job back when I first joined.
cats do have good sense to a degree, but the thing is that they don't necessarily have any self-preservation because they,
Yes, the uniform is yours now, if you want it. So Geezer doesn't need it anymore. Rest in peace, General. Your fight is done.
What's amazing is the fact that he still has skin,
True. So let's take a look
which
here.
means he hasn't been dead that long.
So we are wearing the Sea Captain's hat,
And the Minutemen live on.
which looks like this. Let's put on the General's hat.
Isn't it a tricorn?
There's no point in getting all sentimental about something that
That
happened
doesn't
40
look
years
as good.
ago. Come on.
It looks like an
almost
old-timey thing.
Yeah.
Put the captain's hat on.
You're right, Gunfire, the Cask of Amontillado. That's more the guy is walling somebody up in the basement who is like hammered out of his mind and doesn't realize how bad it's gotten until the wall is like halfway up his chest.
Actually, it was more than that. It was 3/4 of the way up, and he couldn't push the wall out because he was too drunk to move.
I think it actually chained him up too.
Well, perhaps he had, but,
I'm carrying too much and can't run. You know what I need to do?
eat,
Drink.
drink, be merry.
Oh, there's two different types of wine. That's interesting.
What's the other one? Well, they're
This-
pretty much the same. I think
Just
that's...
different bottles.
Well, no. I'm pretty sure you can't have more than 5 alcoholic beverages on a stack.
Well, no, I have had like 8, 9 or more for some.
Well, for some of them, I think for wine you can only have 5 bottles.
So yes, we stripped the general of his clothing. Yeah, whatever.
He wasn't using it.
Yeah, so the Minuteman General's uniform is actually not terrible light armor.
How is it compared to what you're currently wearing?
Distinctly inferior. It's 45 overall, the entire body, where my just my chest piece is 42.
So it's better overall, generally, but specifically not as good.
Yeah. I mean, basically my armor is 120, and that would only be 45.
Actually, it wasn't only the one that he was drinking, the Amontillado.
Yeah, well, the Amontillado it might be a different flavor, but all we have here is bottles. Oh, then again,
Actually, look at the back ones.
you're right. Those are actual bottles of wine. Huh. Maybe he had some fancy wine.
Well, it could still be a reference to the cask of Amontillado from Poe. Actually, it probably is. Which means that actually probably has a higher alcoholic consistency.
Woohoo!
Which Archer loves that shit. What's over there?
The entrance.
Good.
Let's see what kinds of goodies are left.
Ooh, goodies. What do we have? Laser musket 4-crank capacitor. I don't care. I'm not using a laser musket.
I can sell these.
Excellent.
Laser musket beam splitter medium scope.
Why would you go with a beam splitter?
Make it basically a laser shotgun.
Cream of the crop. Schematics for building
I still ask the question because it's not going to be like a shotgun that goes over an entire area. It's going to essentially go to 3 or 4 or 5 points. It's essentially like the cat fountain that we just got, that it's got multiple fronts for it to sit there and disperse it in a different way
To admit,
depending
Ronnie,
on
having
which way you
artillery would help
go.
out quite a bit.
And that's
Poe
essentially
used
what you
to
have.
Rain down fire on Deathclaws and super mutants alike. It
I
was a
hope the
glorious
Amontillado
All right.
Tiado
Grab that schematic and
is a
let's
different
get going.
flavor.
Don't forget to grab some smoke grenades too.
Okay, so we're grabbing a schematic, some artillery supplies.
You only need one?
I'm gonna grab 2 and some smoke grenades.
Yay!
And there's a fat man sitting here, but whatever, not my
But there's a
problem.
nuke in it.
Eh.
Laser muskets. Fusion cores. Fusion cells. Jeez, Ronnie, will you stop waving that gun barrel at me?
Oh, a mini nuke. There we go.
You know, that's a fair enough assessment.
Muzzle awareness is not our problem.
Actually, Ronnie says, muzzle awareness has never been my problem.
She doesn't care. If she shoots you, she shoots you. That's your problem, not hers.
And you're overladen. And you're gonna sit there and put up an artillery.
Yep.
Hello.
Which, let's be
looks
honest,
like you
isn't
got
even a
everything we
decent
need.
artillery by
As soon as you
current
get some
artillery
artillery built,
standards
we'll do a test fire to calibrate it.
necessarily. I'm just saying.
So let's see. What do I need to do now? Build and assign artillery.
Trigger discipline.
So now we can build artillery pieces.
Hey, honey, I have a question for you.
Huh?
Did you not give them food and water?
I might not have.
Yeah, that's a problem. There's 6 people living here with no food or water.
That sounds like a personal problem to me.
You know, it seems to me that you have a problem, and you are not acting in any way that is
General
going
Ike?
to alleviate that. You know, that would be a good gun name. Trigger discipline.
Oh, whoops.
Did you put that the wrong way?
Never.
Liar. You lying liar from Lying Town. Turn that thing around. What are you, an engineer?
Occasionally. Since you won't let me be a mad scientist.
Hey, you know something? I'm looking out for the good of all humanity.
Oof, this is like a terrible, Okay, God, this is just like a terrible angle. I could not even tell which way I was facing.
There.
That'll do.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, while I'm at it, I'll go ahead and give them some food.
Uh-huh.
Darn people in there. I need to eat.
Not my problem. But I guess it is.
Here, what do I have?
Have some potatoes.
Have a mute fruit.
You can't do it there.
Have some of my razor grain. And yes, have some potatoes.
Grandfather says the instructions were in metric, and he uses English directions. Might be more true than we know.
Was it?
What's really bothering me is the fact that this fucking thing, you put out all of this food, and it still says 0 food and water.
Oh, that's because nobody's assigned to it.
Assholes.
Okay, let's see. Resources, water. I've got all kinds of supplies. Awesome.
Great. He's in Neo-metric, Neo-English, or whatever.
There we go. We got 3 things of water.
Okay, they're perfectly fine on water. They don't have enough electricity, power, but
You, Minuteman.
you.
Got it. Go produce food. You. Okay, now they're not hungry anymore.
They're going to be hungry until they have their pockets full of ears of corn.
You're my artillery person. And let's see.
And they don't have sufficient beds.
But
Go-
they also don't have sufficient cloth.
Steal something off of somebody's back.
You know what? Also, once again, not my problem. I tried, darn it.
I guess you're gonna have to hotbed it.
Yep. That is pretty much the plan.
That worked in American submarines for a long time.
I'm going to drink a beer.
And that did not do enough.
It did not. Okay, Ronnie.
Hey.
Ah, gosh darn, it's good to see artillery here again. Now here's the thing about the big guns. They can't fire at anything too close, but their range is immense. That's what the smoke grenades are for. Toss one of those at the bad guys. If we have artillery in range, we'll confirm over the radio and target our fire on your smoke. But first, we better do a test fire. Make sure we're hitting what we're aiming at. You see that little building over there? We'll use that for our aiming point. Keep your radio on and tuned to Radio Freedom.
Apparently these guys like popcorn.
We're ready.
I have a cat sitting on my foot.
Oh, what did I... Oh, we'll just drop that.
What?
The laser musket.
You picked it up off of the fucking...
All right,
What do you
General,
mean
if
to?
you can hear me, we're ready. Toss one of those smoke grenades into the target area and we'll start the test fire.
Can I just sit there and say that that's still too close for artillery?
Danger close.
Like, if you wanted to be like safe range for artillery, you're talking at least over by that vague 4-story building on the far side there.
Codsworth, you maybe should be leaving.
Codsworth, over here. Cat on your feet or use artillery. Actually, it appears I might have had 2 cats on my, on my foot.
Got your smoke on the target. You might want to stand back. You know, just in case.
If you're that far off, you're not a very good artilleryman. And based on that trajectory,
Shot over?
that could not work.
Shot out.
Seriously, that... Based on the angle of that, that's not how it would work. It would still be too far away.
Yeah, video game licensure.
You know, I only would use
Fire for effect.
I would never use artillery on our cats. Well, except for when I sit there and throw like peanuts at them or whatever. Then they chase them.
Success.
That looked good from here. You've now got artillery support. Use it wisely, General.
Ronnie's ray gun. If it was artillery, if it was laser, I like it. Okay, so I've done what I can for the castle. So, oof. Okay, so we didn't get to what we intended to today, which was going to the Institute, but we got artillery. Which at this point you can install artillery on any settlement, and it doesn't have to be it can be any settlement you have.
Okay. So essentially,
I love the music, by the way. So yes, now I have the power to attach artillery.
This is Radio Freedom, broadcasting all day, all across the Commonwealth. All quiet, which is how we like it. Stay safe out there, people.
So first off, let's turn off our radio.
can I just sit there and say that having the excessive strings playing terribly is kind of irritating.
And these artillery smoke grenades weigh a pound apiece.
And also, can I sit there and just make the statement that, oh, for God's sakes, why are there not any bagpipes in this?
Fact.
Rather be off murdering our pints. This one's you.
It's okay, Kate.
So a ghoul walks into a bar.
Okay, Alex must have been the one curled up on my feet because he wandered off. I swear, he must have farted on my foot because it still felt like he was there.
The warmth.
What? I'm just saying. Night, B-Man.
Sounds like a plan.
Bartender says we don't serve ghouls here. Ghoul says that's fine. Is the human fresh?
Okay, Preston, we did old guns.
Hey there.
I've got to hand it to you, General. You've really turned things around for the Minutemen. I never thought I'd see the day that the Minutemen had artillery support again. We should see about building them at all our settlements to expand our coverage. And Ronnie Shaw returns. She's something else, isn't she?
Something like a real pain in the ass.
Yeah, that sounds about right. I'd heard stories about her from the old-timers, but I didn't know she was still around. The fact that she's come back to the Minutemen means we must be doing something right. I'll let you know if I hear of any settlements that need our help. In the meantime,
No, you won't.
make sure to offer help to anyone that needs it.
Because we're going to
Only
fix
help
this
our cause.
tonight.
I rescued that kidnapped settler. We've got another settlement on our side now.
Good. Another win for the Minutemen. Keep it up, and pretty soon we'll have the whole Commonwealth behind us.
Had not
Excuse me.
I've had some bad news. Super mutants raided a settlement. Maybe you can find out where those bastards are coming from and put a stop to it. Is there something you need?
Follow me.
Come with me. I need your help.
Sure thing, General. I think the folks here can manage on their own now. Thanks to you.
Mr. Garvey, I'm sure you will take good care of my master. Good day to you both.
Take care, Tom.
Hey.
Can I be of service? My pleasure. Just thinking how wonderful it'd be to get out of this infernal rain.
Codsworth.
May I accompany you, sir?
Yes, Codsworth, of course.
Splendid.
Hey, Codsworth. Take over keeping an eye on him for me?
Yes, of course, Mr. Garvey.
We're sending Preston Garvey to the castle. So he will not bother us further. So, well disposed of.
I know I'm not the only person here who's lost.
Why do Penton sit so high?
I have no idea. So we've got a couple of random quests to deal with, but we can do that next time. But hey, we've gotten Preston Garvey off to the castle, and we've gotten artillery we can put in our settlements. So overall, it's a win.
That's true. Although I'm going to sit there and say it.
You need, sir?
You still had to deal with Preston Garvey.
Hey,
Here we are.
your thoughts?
The past, the present, and the future walked into a bar. It was tense.
Sounds painful more than anything.
Nothing else for now.
All right, then.
Okay, so we'll call it there. Next time we'll finish up some of these quests, and then we will...
We'll finally get to the Institute, and I think that we'll probably have one more new companion
Yeah, I
at
think
that
so.
point.
But hey, Coswood looks much better.
Still needs some work.
Yeah, but we can...
I still think that he would look better as an Assaultron.
Yeah, we can talk about that. But anyway, thanks everybody for coming out.
Yes, thank you for coming out. And everybody who's going to watch this in segments, thank you for watching. I really appreciate input and
The like.
the fact that you're enjoying it.
Yep. So, have a good night.